Hello everyone, welcome to week 7. Can you believe this course is almost over? So week 7 will feel light, but it's not that light. In writing wise, it will be lighter than the past couple of weeks. So week 7 is the week about the IRB, the Institutional Review Board application for approval for your capstone project. So the expectations for the week are reading is just if you want to check into chapter 5 or chapter 6 for any guidance about data collection, pardon me, or analyzing, that would be where you would want to read in the Hendricks book. The week 7 discussion board is setting up a time to meet with me or how your group is collaborating. For those of you that have already emailed, thanks. If you haven't set up a time to meet with me, let's set that up. If you've told me that you want to be on the discussion board, I will try and get on the discussion board to answer questions as well. So that's really what the discussion board is in our group collaborate check-in. So the meat of this video is really going to be on the IRB application itself. So let's go back up and we're going to go straight into the IRB application, which can be found again in your capstone resources. And I'm going to show you right here, if you slide on down, there's your IRB documents and procedures. So with that, you're going to notice that there's some guidance there for you of a couple different pieces. So you must, the reminder, not start your project until you have approval. Your NIH certificates, you've already proven that you have them and have uploaded them into Blackboard, but now they're expected to see for the review board as well. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Dr. Catherine Webb has done a great video that goes through the process a little bit. I am going to say something though that the video might not have been updated. Originally, the video had said if you were doing an online survey to include those survey questions into the IRB, but reality is any survey being given to students or parents, they're asking that be included into the IRB. So whether it's online or paper and pencil. So here you'll look at the IRB exempt preview procedures, and I just want to be clear on that. You've heard me say it before. We want to be exempt, so very, very important for that. So there's the instructions and then the application. So I'm going to pull up the application. And forgive me, was taking a preview, so I'm going to go all the way back up. Let's start with the exempt review checklist. You want to make sure that you are checking off some appropriate boxes here to show that you have reason or purpose for being an exempt. So research conducted in established or commonly accepted educational setting involving normal educational practices, tell you that's going to be expected for everyone. So there's your check right there. Hooray, you can head on the exempt. But if you can check others, it just is proving that you are really ready for all that. So make sure that we get a check mark in one of those boxes. Hint, hint, first one's the best. So getting into the application, if you look, there's the principal investigator. So that's a coin toss. It's not trying to say one person is the principal and the other is the secondary. It's just the way an application is designed. So Concordia using that is having one person have their name as the principal, and then notice that there are other investigators included. So you'll fill out all that information. Again, check that you're a student. There's the second person there in your group. And if there's a third person, add another line, include that third person in the group as well. So again, the advisor information is my information, which you can find on the Blackboard shell. So if we look at the reason for research, it should be your graduate thesis project, or graduate thesis or your project. And then your participants, again, male, female, children, if you have some parents, check with all those that are appropriate, and then total number of participants. How many you are hoping to receive? Doesn't mean that you'll get everybody, but what you're hoping. So give that, if it's a full class, think of 24 to 30, 36 if you have them. So moving into fundings, my hope is that you're going to check no on all those because that sort of causes a hiccup. You're not going to pay anybody, don't expect to receive compensation, so should be a no in all those boxes. Beginning date, we're all hoping for that March the 6th, Monday, March the 6th, with the ending date about roughly 3 weeks later. You can go the 4th week to give yourself some time, but be realistic. Give the 3-week mark. And then location, it is appropriate to put the school address and information of where the research is taking place. So then we get into those summary statements that you started for me that maybe can be updated a little bit, but 1 to 2 paragraphs on your purpose, objectives of the study. Don't be afraid to include the research questions. Get into your design and methodology, again, who the subjects are, what's their breakdown, how informed consent will be obtained. I'm going to tell you that sometimes is a hiccup. People just think, well, I include the document at the end, really write about it in here as well. Otherwise, we'll get it sent back to us. So make sure you do that. And then how large of the group you're hoping to receive. Think whole class if you need to. Make sure that it's clear, and then how you're going to collect the data and how you plan on analyzing it. So again, think summary. You're not going to give all of your chapter 3 that you just finished writing. And then we get into potential risks for human participants. Please do not leave this section blank. There is a risk, even if that minimum risk is that the students will feel influenced to participate because you are the teacher as well as the researcher, and that they want to perform well. So think about that. So at least give that information. And then the second component here is how the risk will be minimized. So how are you going to address that? Is it an honest conversation that you know it is completely optional, whatever you're going to do, or if there's any other risks, addressing it both ways. Talking about your benefits of the study. And now here we get into the other requirements. So NIH certificates, that's going to be included in this document. We'll go down a little bit further and get more information, as well as the completed exam to review checklist. Hint, 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 that was done at the beginning of this document. You've already done it. Make sure it stays a part of the document, and then other materials as appropriate. So your site authorization form, surveys for data collection. Again, the reminder, not only if you're going to do it online, even paper pencil ones need to be included in your IRB application. So we move on down, and here's your signatures. So there's a couple of different things. Some have said, I believe there's a couple places that said if you just submit through an email, that's considered an electronic signature. I'm going to be honest with you. I've had some of them kick back because they didn't see a signature on this page. So people start to worry, uh-oh, we're in different locations. How are we going to do that? Really, it's taking a picture of your signature and either using a snipping tool, insert it in, or just inserting the picture itself into the document. Snipping tool will get a smaller piece. So snipping tool, I'll be honest, is a PC component. If you just look in your search box and look for snipping tool, it'll come up, and then you would hit new, and I'll try and model here. You'll notice that I've got this X right here. Let's pretend my signature was right there. I'm going to highlight my signature, take that up, and then you'll notice it'll display. Right now it's blank because that's what I copied. And then I would just either Control C or get a copy and then insert it in as a picture into my document. So I'm going to close the snipping tool, but remember snipping tool because we'll use it again a little bit for in a minute here, actually less than a minute. So you'll get all those signatures, and then you'll see when I submit that I will add my signature to it as well. Again, another JPEG picture. So that's the signature page. Now we're going to get into your NIH certificate. So you submitted it to me, you gave me that image. Some of you had it in a PDF, some of you just gave me the link. Well, you're going to want to pull up a PDF of it and either do a snipping tool, create it into JPEG, and include it right here into the document. So that way that it can clearly be seen. These are the individuals that we said are doing the research. Here's their NIH certificate. So important to include those there. Next is, again, your site authorization. So you'll notice that this one is the generic one that you have already completed and more updated one. So you include it in here, and you want your, again, image with your principal's signature on it to show that he or she is already approved. Same idea. Scan it, save it as a PDF, open it up, and then take a snip of it, insert it into there, or use your smartphone, take it as a picture, insert the picture into the document as well. And then the last component is going to be your surveys or your questionnaires, including these here. So again, if it's a Word survey, all you got to do is copy paste, stick it in. You should have those survey questions written if it was online as well. Just stick it into here and make sure it's got its title to know what the survey is being used for. So that's what the IRB is requiring of you. I need all of this completed and submitted to me by this Thursday. So let me be clear, Thursday is the due date. So that way I can try and get it reviewed by Saturday to get any updates that we need. So again, submission is trying to get in by Monday of next week to give us a full week to get the survey in. Get the IRB in. For those of you that submitted early, I will try and be on top of it, but it's a little bit of a crazy week for me with school, so I'll try and find that balance. As always, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to call, text, email, and I will try and get back as quickly as possible. Have a great week. God bless.